everyone, it's Jimena. In today's video, and I hope everyone is doing well, apologies, but in today's video I want to talk about men offering women rights and just like how it makes me feel because of incidents that happened this year. And let me see, I think I'm gonna speak about the incidents and then like just say how it makes me feel. So in October, I was working until 6 o'clock, and it was still daylight outside before daylight saving time happened. And I was walking to my bus stop, and I realized that a car had parked nearby the bus stop. And the place that they parked is unusual because there was a business there, but the business was not open, and they were kind of in my path when they were parked over there. Like they were kind of in my path to get to the bus stop. So I took pictures of this vehicle because I was like, this vehicle was actually like driving over here when I was walking over here. Like, where did they come from? Are they following me? Whatever. So I took pictures of their license plate. They left in 5 minutes after waiting at the bus stop for 5 minutes. I have no idea. They couldn't see me and I couldn't see them from the angle, and there was like a tree blocking our views of each other. All I could see was the back of their vehicle because of where I decided to stand at the bus stop, and I took pictures from that vantage point. But I was just like, this is weird. Like, this stranger is stopped not too far from me, but it was kind of far, but not too far from me, and didn't say anything. I didn't want them to say anything, and it was a guy, and I was just like, this is weird. Like, I know a lot of people in town, Lyft drivers, people from my congregation, men and women, children, and yeah, I know a lot of people in town, but at the same time, I am a stranger to 95%, 90% of the population. So yeah, so it was very weird that this guy decided to post up near the bus stop before the bus came, and I was just like, yeah, no. And this has happened multiple times that people like will walk up to the bus stop while I'm waiting there, and it's usually a man, and he'll say something to me, or he'll just stand at the bus stop and leave. If I won't move away from the bus stop, they'll move away and leave the bus stop and go away altogether. So it's just weird behavior. So the second incident happened in November. I was waiting. I stayed at work for like a half an hour extra, and I went to another bus stop. It was a different bus stop, and there was a business near there. And I think I've been waiting at the bus stop for like 3 minutes, and then so I was waiting there 3 minutes, and then somebody, the business was open. There was a car parked up front, but a vehicle and a bicyclist went from behind the business at the same time, and they went in opposite directions. And the vehicle driver decided to park near the business while I was at my bus stop, and we were a good distance away from each other, but this person started honking, and I looked up and I didn't pay any attention to it, and I actually had my hat on so they couldn't see my face. I had my sunglasses on as well. So I like looked up and didn't do anything. I think I was messing with my phone or something. And so that was like within 3 minutes of me being at the bus stop that happened, and they started honking. And they could have pulled into traffic because traffic was right behind me. I usually keep my back to traffic when I'm waiting at a bus stop. And I was waiting for them to go, but I also wasn't paying attention to the person in the vehicle because it was a guy. And then I was like waiting. I was like, please hurry up, bus. And then this person finally pulls into traffic after like sitting at the bus stop for maybe another no, not at the bus stop. This person finally pulls into traffic after sitting in their spot for about 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. So I was at the bus stop a full of maybe 7 minutes in total before my bus showed up. But they finally pulled into traffic, and as they were pulling into traffic, they started honking again. And the person stopped behind me and was waving at me to come to their vehicle. It was a man. And I was just like, no thank you. Like, bye. And I moved away from his vehicle because he was slightly close to me. Excuse me, I took a sip of water. But he was slightly close to me, so I moved away from his vehicle, and I shook my head no, and I said, no thank you. And I let him go. That happened in November when it was about a week or two before daylight saving time happened, and I was just like, oh boy, I can't be waiting out in the dark too often after work. So in December, about the first or second week of December, I went to the first bus stop where I had waited the first time, and it was 6 o'clock. Yeah, it was 6 o'clock. So it was very dark outside. And I would say since I'm already short, and I tend to wear women's clothing all the time. I have two coats that look more girly because they kind of have a flair to them, and I was wearing my coat that looked more girly. And I think I had my flashlight on the front of me, and I think I had my flashlight in my hand as well. So I had two flashlights on me, and I was waiting at the bus stop. I had my back to traffic, but I was also watching traffic and watching the sidewalk behind my bus stop. And I saw someone pull up behind the bus stop. So behind the bus stop, there's the two businesses to the left and the right. And behind the bus stop directly is a little drive-through area where people usually go between the businesses or come out of traffic and pull into the business and go to the next business through this little drive-through area. Some people have even parked there. Police officers have parked there. Random people have parked there creeping on me. And so this person in the dark pulled up there, and I don't know if my light attracted them, because it turns out they didn't go to one of the businesses that I thought they were going to, and they just parked behind the bus stop. And it was very dark outside, and I moved away from the bus stop because I was kind of worried about this person trying to grab me and put me in their car. And I didn't know how this person looked. I figured it was a guy because women can be creepy, but women don't creep that often on other women. It's most likely a guy. So I was like, yeah, why is this guy sitting here? So I moved away from the bus stop, and I went behind a little bushy tree, and I like waited another minute, and then I flashed my big flashlight into the direction of their vehicle through the tree. And the person just sat there. They were in a dark blue vehicle, navy vehicle maybe, and they just sat there. Did not roll down their window, didn't honk their horn, nothing. And I was just like, why would this random person expect me to interact with them? Like, why are you sitting there? So my whole point of this video is, people, like, I've shared videos of being stalked. I've shared videos of people offering me rides. I've shared videos of people creeping on me. And I watch vehicles that just seem to creep, because being a pedestrian, I walk through parking lots a lot. I walk through areas where vehicles are going to go, but I'm also walking on sidewalks where vehicles are not supposed to go. So I'm aware of like my surroundings. I try to be. And I wish men would realize that, yes, it's nice of you to want to offer a ride to a strange person, but it makes you seem creepy when you only always offer a ride to a single woman by herself out in the dark. And even if it's not dark, like, I've been offered rides all times of the day, and I've been creeped on all times of the day, but usually in the afternoon to the evening. And I'm just like, please be aware, if you're not trying to be a creepy man, if you're not trying to be a predatory man, please be aware that you hovering around someone at a bus stop where there's a mode of transportation that's on its way, you hovering around a bus stop around a strange woman, you're not saying anything to her, you're expecting her maybe to go up to your vehicle to see what you want, is absolutely creepy, and it's not helpful, and it doesn't feel like you have good intentions. And I would appreciate it on my behalf if you stop doing that. Like, just to all the men who want to offer rides to women or want to offer rides to people, like, offer it to other men and be of service to your fellow men and not to women that you don't know, because it just does not feel safe the way the world is. more and more every day, I'm just like, the news is horrible, people are not nice to each other, and I'm just like, a man offering me a ride or creeping around me while I'm at the bus stop, while I'm even just heading towards a bus stop, is just, it just doesn't feel comfortable. And it's not even like, I want to feel as safe as possible, and I feel as safe as I can feel as long as someone's not close to me, like physically close to me, trying to creep on me. And so yeah, I'm looking out for my surroundings to make sure nobody bothers me, but at the same time, I would appreciate it if, in general, men would stop doing that, because it does not seem helpful and it does not seem kind or considerate when you're doing that. When it's dark outside, I don't know you, you don't know me, and why do you think a random woman is going to want to take a car ride with a random man that she, yeah, you know, she doesn't, I don't know you, you don't know me. So anyway, I don't want this video to be rambly, but that's my whole video. Like, in general, I've never been offered a ride by a man that I actually know from my congregation, because most of, like, in general, women and men from Jehovah's Witnesses don't ride in vehicles alone together unless they're married to each other, or they're relatives by law, or relatives by family. So it's not a common thing. Like, witnesses, if they're people unrelated to each other in a vehicle, at the minimum there's two men and a woman, or two women and a man. Like, that's the minimum people if they're not related to each other. And none of my witness friends would offer me a ride if they're a guy. So anyway, I hope this video makes sense. I hope everybody stays very safe out there, especially in the dark, but even in the daytime, keep your eyes open, keep your eyes peeled for what's going on around you. And if you use safety measures, have safety things with you, make sure you have them. I know I have mine, but be safe. Talk to you all later. Let me know if you have any questions. Other than that, that's it for now. Take care. Bye. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.